Levi 13. And I hope that you're all ready for another great episode. So let's get straight to the topics in the wrestling and music world. We'll start off with WWE. With WWE, Summerslam is fixed to come your way. And a few matches have already been named for it. With hopefully more big matches to make it another memorable SummerSlam. Because it is the 25th anniversary. So let me adjust my camera. One of the matches that's named for it is Kane versus Daniel Bryan. Because Daniel Bryan seems like he's going crazy with his gimmick and whatever and all that. And I hope that Kane gets in there and like the big red mustard he says. Just to smash him, give him a chokeslam, bam, gets the 1, 2, 3 on Daniel Bryan. That's my opinion. Next match that they have is the match that everybody's wanting to see since Brock Lesnar got away from John Cena. It's Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. As you all know, I want to see Triple H go into SummerSlam and beat his ass. That's all I got to say about that one. Then you got Punk versus Big Show versus Cena. If you saw last Raw, Big Show showed that he will be one of the dominant people in that match. That he's not a person that you should just look back on. Because he knocked out both of them and left CM Punk and Cena laying in the ring at the end of last Monday Night Raw. So he just upped the game. So we gotta see what will happen tomorrow at that Monday Night Raw, you know? A lot could happen, people. Then you got, and that's basically some of the matches. Alberto Del Rio versus Sheamus is another match that I see happening, but I really don't know because it seems like that match has been called off or whatever, or something I've heard throughout watching SmackDown and stuff like that. But I feel like that match is going to be there. If it doesn't happen, then I don't know. Another match that I see possibly adding to the card is a match Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho, people. Because they have had a feud for a while. It seems Jericho's the face and Ziggler is the heel. And everybody knows that after SummerSlam, sometime Jericho is leaving to go tour with his band Fozzy, a great band. So it seems that he would like to be on at least one more pay-per-view and have a big match. So and if he has a big match with Ziggler, he can put Ziggler over a lot more than he already is put over, you know. And another thing on Monday Night Raw, she returned. Holla, Kelly. Yeah, she returned, got a big pop from the crowd, and won her match. As I've seen, it seems like I don't know if she's going to return full time. Yeah. And another return you had in the dark match for Friday Night SmackDown. Zack Ryder versus Wade Barrett and Wade Barrett's return. Wade Barrett, I saw a little video clip of it over YouTube. Wade Barrett looked cut as hell and went out there and just beat Zack Ryder with the wasteland. So I hope that Wade Barrett gets a big push as either a heel or a babyface in his return. Because I am a Wade Barrett fan. But I'm a fan of a lot of people, you know. Another thing is Santino as United States champ. I think he's been an okay champ. He could be better if they were to use him more and actually have him to finish title, and that's just me. Now moving on from that, it's the TNA. Tonight, they had TNA Hardcore Justice. The first match was Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez versus Kid Cash and Gunner. It was a great match. It wasn't the best match, but it was pretty good. And the win was new TNA superstar Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez beat Cash and Gunner. Next match was RVD versus Magnus versus Anderson versus the Pope. Pope was taken out, and then RVD, Rob Van Dam, got the win for 20 points. Then you had the Knockout Championship match. Madison Rayne versus Miss Tessmacher. Well, I liked his moniker as champion. I wish he would have won. But sadly, Madison Rayne beat her and is the new champ. Then you had Bully Ray versus Robbie E. versus James Storm versus Jeff Hardy. Some great superstars there. You got one of my favorite TNA, James Storm. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Jeff Hardy. You got a guy that I don't really feel it good or bad about, Robbie E. And then you got a guy that I kind of don't like, Bully Ray. Well, that match was pretty good, and Bully Ray came out with the win. And then the next match after that was AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Chris Jericho versus Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is one of the best wrestlers, I think, in the world, because ever since he won his gold medalist and came into pro wrestling, he has been dominant. He has a pedigree like no one else. And I'm not talking about the move that Triple H does. AJ Styles won that match, beating Joe, Daniels, and Angle. I saw that happen because he is the face company in the end, and he hadn't really been doing much in the Bound for Glory series. So they had to give him something so he could jump back up there in the game. And then you had Aries versus Bobby Roode. I was reading on it, and it was a back and forth match, but then it went to a double pin, so they had to restart the match. And then Aries retains his title, which I'm glad Aries retained. So this week I was pretty happy with WWE and TNA. Now I don't really got that much music topics this week because my can is currently on break. We're not really doing much right now. And other music topics I'll have more for you next week. Other bands I know are either on tour or recording albums and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh yeah, another wrestling topic. It's kind of getting old, I think, but Kevin Nash said that a guy I do not like, said that wrestling died when Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero won World Heavyweight Championships in WWE. And I saw on a thing that said, and I saw on a fan site that said, do you disagree or agree with that? And I totally disagree with that because I think Kevin Nash is wrong for what he said. Because wrestling will never die as long as you've got young people like me, my bro Trey Camp, people, and our OTWF and other things, to keep having heart, dedication, and drive to become the best wrestlers in the world, and keep inspiring younger people to become the next generation of the best wrestlers in the world. You know? Because Kevin Nash, he just got a big mouth and thinks he's all that, which he's not shit. Now it's on towards the end of the show. My fans question segment, people. Question 1 for this time is asked by my friend Amanda Camp. What whole songs can I play? Well, if you know, I can play guitar, bass, and drums. I can only play a little bit of drums, and I can only play a little bit of bass. But basically, anything I can do guitar, I can do on bass. But whole songs I can play, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but I can play a couple, something like Foo Fighters, like My Hero from Foo Fighters, Everlong, Only God Knows Why by Kid Rock, Dark Horses by Switchfoot. I can play Crossroads, my band's original song. I can play, if you've seen my page, and say I can play I Don't Want This Night to End by Luke Bryan. I can play, what's the other song? I can play a Jason Aldean, one or two Jason Aldean songs. I can play some Beatles. I can play a whole bunch of different stuff. And in a later, more video, I'll put up more covers for you soon by me. Okay, now another question that I saw on a fan site was, will WWE Network ever be here? We had big push for WWE Network at the beginning of this year with lots of promos and stuff like that. But where is WWE Network? It's been people have been wanting it for years, and then finally they said they're going to have WWE Network, and they promote it and all that. But I haven't heard from much of it recently, so it makes me not wonder, will WWE Network come to you in 2012, or will we have to wait till 2013? A friend of mine asked me, why did I start the show? Why did I start the show? Because I am passionate about music and wrestling. I am a multi-talented musician, and I am an up-and-coming training wrestler. So, my friend had his show TPOV, TV, and I love that show. And I was always like, well, why don't I do a show, you know? And he helped me inspire me to do my show about two things that I am passionate about: music and wrestling, and always will be, because they're near and dear to my heart. Next question is, should Punk keep or lose the WWE title belt? Because he is a good champion, but then at times he's not a good champion. So I really don't care if Punk keeps or loses the belt. If he loses the belt, I hope that somebody good gets it and has it for a while. Well, maybe not as long as Punk, but has it for a while, and that belt gets fighted over a lot. But that's just me, because I could care less if he keeps it or loses it. And the last question is for this show is, if Divas versus Knockouts happen, who will win and why? Divas, you've got Beth Phoenix, Kelly, Eve, AJ, Caitlyn, and all of them. But you look at the Knockouts, you got two of the Knockouts. Mickie James and Tara are former WWE Divas. And they've won championships all around the world. And then you got Madison Rayne, you got Gail Kim, and all that. So I think the Knockouts would shit all over the WWE Divas and whoop their ass if they ever got in a match. I'm kind of running a little long here, so I just gotta say, hit that subscribe button right up there, like, leave your comments, go check out all the other episodes of the Rock and Roll Wrestling Show, and until next time, this is Chris Levi 13, and keep a rockin' and a rollin'.